Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the show that's still getting its ballots counted. We're not sure when it's going to be ready by, but we're pretty sure it's like Saturday. That's right. Welcome to another episode of Dad's Trying to Talk. My name is Derek. Allow me to introduce my friends here who are helping me create this third party finally for this nation. I will start with an individual who, gosh, I'm not even sure really where to start with you, other than the fact that you blamed the internet on Malibu fires the same way you blamed you blamed a dog for eating your homework. The one and only Josh. Hello, Josh.
Well, it's funny. I knew it was me because you had a look of disgust as you were looking down, like, "Oh, it's me. It's me. It's not Bob. It's definitely not Bob. It's all."
It sounds like Bill Murray from Ghostbusters 2. Oh, me.
That was a good impression. That was good.
I miss Peter Venkman dearly.
Oh,
all right.
It's good. I'm good. I'm good. It was kind of a rough day, but I'm positive, and it's going to get better.
Stay up, brother. All right. That's what we'd like to hear. All right. Allow me to introduce you to our other co-host here who has treated me unfairly because I've now talked to this gentleman around his lunch hour twice, and he's had tamales, and he hasn't shared with the class. That's really? Not fair. Yeah, the one and only Bob. Bob, hello, sir. How are we?
Hello. How are we doing tonight?
Living the dream, moving the movement, keeping hope alive. All right.
There you go. No, it's been a good night. I was actually on another stream earlier from a gentleman. This channel's Chainsaw Reacts. And it was a pretty fun stream. It's kind of a free flow show. Just whatever direction the dialogue goes. We kind of started off just kind of talking about everyday things, and all of a sudden we somehow got into Wicked because one of the guys is a big Wicked fan. And
what did they say about it?
Everybody on the stream was actually kind of looking forward to it. So
I am too.
It's time to address the issues with men in this country, and we're going to start with you two with Wicked.
But there were some interesting things that he was talking about on that. Like, for example, the movie's supposed to be close to 3 hours long, but it's only part one. Yet the Broadway show's only like 2 hours 45 minutes. So
yeah,
what are we gonna do there?
So they guess they're putting the DVD extras in the film.
Yeah, maybe we're getting the Snyder cut, is what they said.
Snyder cut.
All right then. Well, best of luck with your Wicked viewership. I'm glad it was a fun enough stream for you, Bob. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, it was cool.
I do happen to notice that we are not too far away from Thanksgiving. I don't know about you both, but I plan on being fully endorsed into a food coma at that time.
Heck yeah.
I haven't made myself my own set of silverware, but I plan on doing that and having my initials engraved in them just for Thanksgiving.
Really?
No. Anyway,
we'll have to do something a little special for the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah, of course. You got to give thanks, man. It's the day before you just get to watch football, like pretty much all day. Although it's with two teams I don't like, but we don't have to talk about that. The two teams are always
win on Thanksgiving. They always struggle. Did they win last year?
I can't remember.
They had struggled so many years on Thanksgiving.
Actually, the Lions, I don't mind. The Cowboys, no. That I can do without. I'll watch them lose. Anyway.
Oh, God. Don't even call them the Cowboys anymore. Call them Jerry's team.
The team of Mr. Jones? All right. Well, speaking of sports, why don't we go ahead and start our evening off with the first topic. Bob, if you would, please.
Go Dodgers.
No. All right. In order to begin the show for this evening, we thought we'd start off with a more general topic and question around if baseball is on a decline. The reason we're asking this is because most sports shows you see nowadays, and we do it here on this program too, so we're just as guilty as everybody else. But they're talking football and they're talking basketball. We have managed to do both. We still do both. We still do fantasy on a weekly basis. We'll probably get back to basketball pretty soon here too.
Yeah.
Now we're in the season.
Yeah.
But you don't hear them talk much about baseball these days. They talk about it some, but not a lot. And we've never talked about it on this show. This is actually our first time talking about it.
True.
Well, okay, Josh happened to yell that the Dodgers won last week, which you did contaminate this program with that, but you did. And now that we do have a World Series champion for baseball this season, it's still not doing the business that we would think that it would. It's definitely on a decline. And the key to any sport really has to do with two things: how you fill the stadiums and arenas and how your TV viewership is. Both of these right now, gents, are on a decline. And it's continuing kind of that trend. Now, post-COVID, ballpark attendance is a little bit up, but it's still well below what it used to be. Like back in 2007, it had reached pretty much like peak percentage. But attendance rose, I want to say in 23 by about 9%, but it didn't really go like anywhere that it used to from the early 2000s. For example, last season, fans attended. There were about 70 million fans attended games, 9 million less actually than 2007. That's a lot. And just to put that into dollars, because this does help in terms of how many seats just stay open like that. I just had it right here. Let me pull it back up. Let's see. Yeah, so the average ticket price, just to talk about that too, is actually the actual MLB ticket price is over $140, with the Dodgers winning the prize for most expensive. So you enjoy that, Josh?
Yeah,
$140, really? So here, okay, yeah, this is where it was. So last year, the Red Sox had almost 5,000 seats that were empty. That's like unsold seats per game.
Game?
Yeah, per game.
Jeez, that's
That
like
is
AEW attendance.
You're right.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. That actually translates that translates to $66 million in lost revenue. The Cubs had over 7,000 empty seats per game. That cost them $80 million.
Ooh.
The larger Dodger Stadium, I mean, it had 56,000, yet despite that, 9,000 seats were unsold. And that's $152 million.
And that's per game.
That's per game.
Jeez.
Not to mention the fact that TV viewership is down. Last year at the World Series, it was the least watched on record. I don't know what this was, but in 2023, the viewership struggled at getting 10 million people.
What was last year's World Series? Atlanta? Was it Atlanta and Houston?
I think you're right.
I will say this about the World Series this year, because I was actually looking that up earlier. They said that this was the most watched since 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forget the number of millions of viewers, but it was actually pretty decent. But what helped a lot was they got a lot of international viewers because of the
Ohtani.
Yes, because of some of the athletes that were playing that were from Japan, and then of course it's the brand from both the Dodgers and the Yankees.
You bunch of losers!
That's good. Thank you for that. That came early.
I had to throw it out there. I had to mention the Yankees. So.
Dodgers and Yankees, we all don't necessarily watch a lot of baseball. To me, it's boring to watch full games.
Hold on. We're going to get there in a minute.
Okay.
This gets to it. So last year,
in
the World Series, the viewership was 10 million people.
Okay.
The NCAA Women's Championship game was 15 million people.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
With what's her name?
Oh, yes. I know who you're
Caitlin
talking
Clark.
Yes.
Caitlin Clark. Yes. Yeah.
So with that to the viewership here, to you gents, is baseball declining? I mean, it's certainly not as popular as it once was, but do we think it's slumping out a little bit? Josh, would you like to go first?
Sure. I do not watch a lot of baseball, kind of, like you guys. What the funny thing is, I've been to more baseball games than any other sport. I believe, because Derek, you and I in Tucson used to, go down to Phoenix, see the Diamondbacks. But this was the first time I watched the entire World Series. And if it had been two other teams, I probably wouldn't have. So it was more about my love for the Dodgers. Is it on a decline? I mean, God, it's so hard to tell. Like, yes, maybe because I don't think a lot of people, unless you're really a diehard fan of a team, I don't think you're sitting there like with football. We're watching all the games as much as we can, right? We're not sitting there. If we're at home on a Sunday night and let's take teams we don't necessarily care about. Let's take the Jets and the Ravens. Sunday night football.
The chances of watching it are, the chances of viewing it are going to be high. Yes.
Right. If it's a Sunday night game in the summer, are we going to sit there and watch the, Guardians, Cleveland, and Detroit, and the Tigers? Probably
I got
not.
a reason for that, though.
Unless you're a fan. What's your reason?
I got a reason for that.
You think it's on the decline?
I'll tell you in a second. Go ahead and finish your point.
No, I'm just saying that. So I don't know if it's necessarily on a decline, but it's not anywhere as popular as NFL and college and basketball, probably. I think people who are the true fans are going to watch their teams. And that's it. And then come playoff time, some people might be interested. I think the biggest time ever that baseball was huge was McGuire and Sosa, the home run chase, right? Late 90s.
There's a reason for that, though.
What?
I'll tell you in a second.
All right, I'm done. I'm curious what Bobby has to say.
All right. So first off, let me touch on that point on McGuire and Sosa. There's a reason why that was exciting. They were in the middle of a home run chase, and you had these two gargantuans that were all roided up, turn around and come out, and they were swinging away and hitting it, 700 feet out of the stadium onto somebody's car. That's why we enjoyed it, because we wanted to see how many home runs they could hit. And same thing when Barry Bonds was hitting. How many did he hit? It was like 72.
It was around there. Mm-hmm. 73,
that type of stuff is exciting. Don't get me wrong. I think watching, say, a no-hitter is amazing to watch, but it doesn't capture the interest level, say, like the home run chase did. And like, if watching, say, a no-hitter in the World Series, that'd be impressive.
Yeah.
But watching, say, a World Series game that finishes 14-12 in the 10th inning, that's more exciting because it's high scoring.
Right.
So that's just a fact. That's going to draw more viewership. So after baseball, started really hunkering down on the roids and stuff, you're seeing a lot less home runs. You're seeing a lot less stuff that people were going to watch. So I hate to say it that way, but I do think that affected it somewhat. And then as far as the World Series itself goes, I was a big Dodgers fan growing up. Josh knows this. Love to watch the Dodgers and watch baseball. But it got to the point where I didn't really care. I mean, this is how bad baseball's gotten. The other day, I actually watched an episode of Collision ahead of the World Series. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Lord.
No. And he asked me, "What are you not watching the World Series?" I said, "No, I'm watching the Monday night game." I don't even remember who the Monday night game was, but I'd much rather watch the Monday night game for football than watch the World Series. And that was a regular season game. And I think some of this is because baseball, there are so many games throughout the year.
Right.
Yeah, the World Series is probably a little bit more exciting. But baseball, there's just so many games throughout the year. And like Josh, you mentioned, are we going to, in the middle of July, watch a game that nobody really cares about? Yeah, probably not, because there's just so many of them. Football, on the other hand, the games are weekly. So every game feels like an event.
True. That is true. Yeah, you're right.
So I think that plays into it a lot. I mean, let's face it, baseball might be America's pastime, but football is America's game. That's the one we tune in for. Like, the World Series had some good numbers, but I guarantee you they're going to pale in comparison to the Super Bowl.
Oh, of course, they always do. But I think
Exactly, that's my point. I mean, it just is what it is. I don't see
the
the major leagues sending teams over to Munich or London to play a game.
No, they used to go to Japan, right?
I think they didn't. They did like a couple of times. It wasn't like a frequent thing when they did that, though.
Yeah,
no, nothing's.
So I just think that it doesn't have the draw that it used to have, and that kind of does suck, because growing up, I used to love watching the Dodgers back during the time when they had Brett Butler, Mike Piazza, Darryl Strawberry, Raul Mondesi, some of these guys. I used to love to watch them play. How many rookies of the year in a row did they have, and they never won the World Series?
I know you just mentioned. Well, the one that got me was in '97. I think, Bob, you and I were talking during this. We had really become close then. You remember we signed Kevin Brown, and everybody went nuts and thought, "Oh, they're finally going to get the World Series." And they started. I remember watching the first 6 games, and they were 4-2. And it was horrible. And they ended up with a losing record that year.
4-2? It's a horrible record.
No. But to start the season, everyone thought they'd be undefeated.
Well, you thought they'd be undefeated because they started 4-2, and you're thinking, "Oh, this is good."
No. Actually, I thought the opposite. 4-2. I thought they'd be 4-0. That they actually, Kevin Brown didn't look good.
Okay, I got you. What you're saying.
And I think my comment is he made a lot of money. They paid him a ton of money, and they ended up sucking.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, but those were the days. The Dodgers, like you said, the factory.
Yeah, and it just. But over the years, I just lost interest in baseball, but never really lost interest in football or basketball. I mean, even basketball, I don't watch as much as what I did when I was a kid, but I still follow the sport, as opposed to baseball, where if you hadn't have told me that the Dodgers had made the playoffs, Josh, I wouldn't have even known they made the playoffs.
Right. I lost interest with basketball in '99 when they had the lockout.
Well, you know what, though? But basketball, here's the thing why basketball is erupting the way it is that it's becoming a world game. The world is starting to play that game.
Right.
It's becoming that popular now. So that's how they made the jump that they have. And it's also interesting, though, because the basketball season and the baseball season are just about the same time frame. They're not far off. It's 7 months total, give or take?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. NBA is what, 70-something games?
80.
Yeah, it's 82 games.
Or 82 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did they go up?
No, it's been 82 for a while.
It's been 82, but if you factor in preseason in September, then you're going probably all the way to June for the finals. That's a long chunk of time. So that I do find interesting. Bob, you were making your point. I didn't mean to take it away.
No. That's pretty much all I was going to say.
Okay.
What do you think?
So that's just kind of where I was going. That I just don't think that it's got its appeal that it used to have. Again, do I think it's a bad sport? No, I still think it's fun to go to a baseball game. Like the local team here, the minor league team, I still like to go and watch the games every so often. I haven't gone to many of them. I've gone to a few of them, and they're fun to go and watch. But I'd still much rather go watch the local college, the football game or basketball game than I would see the minor league baseball team.
Yeah.
May I give you my take?
Do it.
Yes, I want to
Okay.
hear that.
You guys see that over there? That sign right there?
What's
Yeah.
it, is it the Giants?
That is the 1989 World Series sign from the Giants and the A's.
Okay.
It's authentic. It's the Battle of the Bay
Yeah.
poster.
Right.
That's how crazy it used to be around here. That's how awesome it was.
Yeah.
And I got the best of both worlds because I got to watch both teams. I grew up in the East Bay where I watched the A's, but my
Yeah.
parents worked in San Francisco where we would go down to Candlestick and check out the Giants.
Right.
This is when both those teams were loaded, so it was awesome.
Is that when the A's had Canseco?
Yeah, and McGuire.
Oh God! Oh, I forgot about that.
You forgot about him, didn't you? On there,
Right.
yep. A lot of people do.
He was a rookie there. Oh God!
And by the way, his arms were just as big as they were when he was hitting homers in St. Louis too.
Oh yeah.
Massive. Oh,
No,
he should play Craven the Hunter. If you saw him in real life, that man is a beast. It's insane.
No, it's funny when he lost. Like he still looked muscular. It's when Sammy Sosa stopped taking the roids, and he.
Yeah, McGuire was always a big dude. Oh, he was just a big man.
Right.
And he was always hitting a lot of home runs. I don't think he really
Yeah, he
needed the extra to get him there.
Well, yeah, and I remember when they said, like, you know, boy, like everybody was saying, he's definitely off the juice. It's like, yeah, but he didn't stop hitting. He just kept going.
Yeah.
So there was that. But back to the point.
Yeah.
Baseball really did feel like something bigger back in the day, didn't it? Now, maybe because we were little kids and maybe, you know, just going to a baseball game felt bigger. But it did feel like it was a bigger deal. Just in terms of what the World Series was, even if it was a long season, playoffs were a big deal. It felt bigger. Am I misreading that?
No,
you're not. I think it felt bigger to me.
Yeah.
Also, there's one thing I just thought of when you said that, Derico.
What's that?
When we were young, the Red Sox had not won a World Series in what, 100 years?
It's true. Yep.
They won a couple. The Cubs just finally won one.
Yep.
It's like almost like that passion and that, you know, you're like the chase.
I mean, we had certain moments of it. And you guys saw Moneyball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The A's got lit up when that time was. Oh man, you should have seen it on here. It was a party.
Great movie.
It's a fantastic movie. But the point being, it has definitely felt like it is not near the importance, and I think I know as to why. I think there is actually a correlation that we can make with why people don't go to the movie theaters that we can still make about baseball. It's because there's no sense of urgency. It feels slow, and people are fickle. Having somebody sit around for that long of a time is a hard thing to do, and you can do it when you're like you can do it if you actually go to a baseball game. Then it's about an atmosphere. There's good food. By the way, if you guys want to come to Oracle Stadium where the Giants play, the garlic fries are unreal.
Okay, let's go.
You will get 3 plates of them. I promise you. But anyway, so back to the point here. I think that people who just sit and watch it at home really do have to be fans because it doesn't feel like it is of any importance. And to your points, football, every game counts, and it's a faster game, and it's more intense.
Yeah.
And people who have fickle attention spans, it's hard to lose your attention with football.
Like, do you watch Giants games, Derek?
I do, but that's me. Okay, I grew up with that. So for me, being a baseball fan that I am, I've kept that consistent. But not every fan is like that, and clearly, based off the stats I just read.
Yeah,
it's funny that you talk about that it's more intense.
Yeah,
like I'd rather watch hockey than baseball, and that's low scoring too.
Yeah,
I'd much rather watch that because you got the hits, and sometimes you got a fight that breaks out.
A hockey game.
Have you, Josh? Have you been to like a Kings game out there?
No, I need to go. I'd love to go. I've never been.
Sharks games out here are nuts. They're super fun.
And that's what I've heard. Everyone's like, if you go, you'll be hooked. Like it's totally different than on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been ever, Bob, to a hockey game?
Not to an NHL game, just the minor league team here, or the one we used to have.
Bob would dig it. Bob would dig an NHL game.
Oh yeah, I would.
There's a big atmosphere that
growing up, I actually liked watching the Pittsburgh Penguins play. That was back when they had Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah.
God, I remember them. Oh my
Bringing it
God.
back.
Yeah, and I had the NHL game, the EA game, the NHL on the Sega Genesis. And we'd be me and my buddy would be going at it and playing each other. We'd check each other into the walls, and then they I don't know if you remember it or not, but they made a video game called Mutant League Football.
Yes,
and it was like, well, they did a hockey version of it later, and that was Mutant League Hockey. The Mutant League Hockey was great because in the middle of the ice, it would have like little dips that your skater would go on, and he would fall into the hole, and then he was dead. or you'd set little bobs and they'd blow up on the middle of the ice.
Oh my God, that is great.
So,
that's tremendous.
But it was hilarious because on the Mutant League Hockey game, all the players were supposed to be somebody else. So there was actually a version that was supposed to be Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And I was like, heck yeah, I'm going to play as that team.
I loved NBA Jam.
I still love NBA Jam.
That was a good one.
It was so good.
You can still get like the pictures of like the old school NBA Jam look with the new players.
I've seen that. Yeah.
He's on fire.
I remember just some of the pairings they had were so random.
I know. It was nuts.
Like, who did Miami have? Ronnie Cycli?
Didn't the Lakers have like Van Exel and like it was
Vlade Divac and Van Exel or something.
Yeah.
I remember like the original game only had like 2 players, and then later versions of the game would have like 3 or 4 that you could rotate them. But you'd only have 2 on the court at a time.
Bobby will like this one. Philadelphia 76ers, Sean Bradley, Clarence Witherspoon. You remember though?
Witherspoon. We've taken a wonderful tour back to the 90s on this show.
I know, right?
Yeah.
By the way, here's some trivia. What team did Barry Bonds start out with?
Oh, I used to know this.
I hope I'm right here, or else I'll look bad.
Was it Cincinnati?
No, close. Bob, what do you think?
I don't know, and I'm not even going to try.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
It's the Pirates, yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It was somebody over in the Central. Yeah, you're right. Thank
Eric,
you for
is it on a decline? Are we going to finish with that?
I think that it is, and I don't think it's going to go out of business. I don't think it's like that dire.
It's not AEW level. I mean, this is.
But yet AEW is more watchable than baseball.
Yes, you're going to
Josh. I will give you credit. AEW, I'd much rather watch that than baseball.
You should watch that. Derek watched Rampage the other day, and he said it was good. It reminded him of WCW Saturday Night back in the day.
Did I say it was good?
I know. I love how he always puts words into our mouths. Just because we might compliment it, he adds extra words to what we say.
Well, okay, so Bob, you saw WCW Saturday Night back in the day, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it would like open up, and it was like machine doors, and you'd see like maybe a few of the big stars, but it would mostly be like guys. You'd be like, "Who's that?" Like,
yeah.
High Voltage.
Oh, they were staples on that show.
Remember Glacier?
Oh yes, sir. I sure did.
Nitro, right?
Yeah, great. Well, yeah, he was on. He debuted on a Nitro.
Okay. Yeah, no, he still did.
Some random Lucha Libre guy.
Who was that fake Ultimate Warrior they had? The Renegade.
Oh, terrible.
He ended up committing suicide, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's bad news.
Josh, thanks for bringing down the movie.
Yeah, you just Jesus.
Right. All right. Well, let's move on, I guess. Right, Derek?
So I don't think that baseball is going to become the hot ticket in town anytime soon. I think the NFL has taken that. Well, and the NBA too. I think the NBA is never going to be like the NFL only because there are so many games there as well. but it will always have more of a sense of urgency than baseball will because of the fact that it's fast paced. People get into that.
Plus, I agree with you, Derek. It's becoming a world game.
Yep, it is. That's why it's not as easy for the U.S. to walk in and take the medals like they did before. Other players are starting to get better. People are getting better at it.
I mean, heck, a lot of the best players in the NBA are from overseas.
True that. Go ahead.
No, I just think for the NBA, for me, when they really started buying their teams, you know what I mean? When like even the Lakers, and they would buy half their players, put in so they could win a championship like that.
What do you think the Dodgers did?
I mean, yeah. I mean, they've all, done it. It's just, I think that's a problem now.
Well, at some point, the money, you can try to get all the players like that, but at the same time, I think there's enough talent running through the NBA right now where it's never going to be dry. Like the Lakers aren't going to yank up everybody.
Well, I told Bob this the other day, Derek, that have you noticed in the NFL how many like players, especially receivers, are getting traded?
Yeah.
And like you think of Tyreek Hill getting traded from the Chiefs to the Dolphins. Like in his if I went, I told Bob, I said, could you imagine when we were young and all of a sudden, you would understand this, Derek, Jerry Rice gets traded to another team.
He did.
In prime though?
Yeah, he pretty much, it wasn't totally in his prime.
At Oakland until much later on. I'm saying like these guys are leaving like 4 years after starting with someone.
It's a business, buddy. That's how it works.
Changed so much now.
Looking to make money, and there's a lot of it to be made. That's right.
I mean, the Saints just traded Lattimore. That's what the Saints just traded Lattimore to the Commanders. I'm like, he was one of your best players. Like, what do you do with that?
Man wanted to find money, so that's what he went and got.
And he went to a good team. They were actually talking about the other day how the Commanders is a destination people wanted to go to.
Derek called that one.
And who called it?
Derek called it in August. That was crazy. In August on this show, said, watch out for the Washington Commanders.
But in all fairness, after week 1, Derek did say he might be wrong about the
I did say that. That's true. Because they got.
And what did I tell you? I was like, no, give them a bit. I think they're going to pull it together. So,
I listened. No,
but you know what? But you were onto something, Derek, because what you saw was an attitude change, a culture change.
Yeah.
And we both have been high on Jaden Daniels. Now, Josh down there, no, he wanted Caleb Williams, but I mean,
but did I tell you both I was wrong? I said I was wrong. I said
up to that.
Also, I think having Dan Quinn as their head coach has helped tremendously.
Bob, is that Pepsi Max Zero?
No, it's the Oreo again.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I was going to see if you liked the Pepsi Zero.
Oh, no. I'll drink it if there's nothing else, but I'm not a big fan of Pepsi Zero or Diet Pepsi. It's because the Pepsi products leave to me a bad aftertaste.
Yeah. Have you had that one, Josh? The Pepsi Zero?
No, because you guys have said how bad it is.
Yeah, it's not good. It's just it leaves it like bad, like Bob said, that aftertaste. Ugh.
I thought he was drinking Pepsi Zero the other day when he was chewing his soda, but
so funny.
All right. Well, I'm going to say that it's on a slump for sure. Is baseball?
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we talked that one to death. Why don't we move on, Bob? If you would please. We've come this far, folks. We're not going to stop now. And
not at all.
After watching this episode, dear Lord.
What an episode.
Absolutely tremendous. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, hold on.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. We forgot to.
Here we are talking about a show that we like, and we're not even telling people to like this show. My mistake, folks. Like this show, subscribe on the right there. Not to mention the fact that we timestamp our stuff. We'd love for you to watch the whole thing, but we understand dads are busy out there. So take your time if you must and pick out what you have time for. So thank you for reminding me of that, Josh.
You're welcome.
Anyway, let's move on to the episode and just the recap itself. Bob, let's start with you this time. What did you think?
This was a good episode.
Yeah.
Yet again. Oh, good Lord. Where to begin with this one? Because I think it starts off pretty good Lord. It goes to a dark place where it starts. And
I'll tell you where it should start is by giving an Emmy to the guy who played the kid Oz. That kid.
gosh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
man.
amazing, right?
Yeah,
You
he
know-
was so good.
I mean, it's obvious. He didn't care what happened to his siblings at that point. He got he was fine with, just the fact that he was going to get his mother all to himself. Because early in the show, you see him or in the episode, you see him and his brothers kind of competing for mom's attention. And Oz specifically is craving that. I don't know if it's because of his disability or whatever the case is, but he's really craving that attention. And I mean, he sees an opportunity to, I don't know if he intended to do his siblings in when he locked them in the sewer there. But when it started raining and everything, he didn't even give it a second thought.
No.
Now, maybe he had a little bit of remorse, and he's like, well, I'm going to make it up to mom by, being the best son and giving her everything. But I don't think he really felt sorry. I think he was fine with the result of it. And here's a quick question. You remember in the first episode where he was talking about the gangster that everybody loved that died and they had a parade for him? Was that the guy that gave him the money?
No.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I was going to ask you guys, who is that guy?
See, I'm wondering if that's who it was, because remember he was telling the story to Alberto about this gangster who was from the neighborhood that he ended up dying, but he was giving back to the neighborhood, so everybody threw him a parade. I wonder if it was that particular guy.
I saw something on Google earlier that they said that, or I mean, they said something about it, but I didn't know if it was
Oh, they did.
spoiler. Or no, I don't know if they did or not.
Okay.
Because
all right, well, when you look it up, I'll keep going. So yeah, I really liked where it started because we get a good insight into Oz and his relationship with his mother and where that's going. Then, of course, that picks up where we left off, where the mother's been taken, and he has this great scene with Sal where he tries to talk his way out of it again.
Yep.
And he's able to buy himself some more time. But, kind of buy himself some more time because Sal had already intended on taking him to, or having him lead him to where they were selling bliss or manufacturing bliss. So that was already in the works. But, I really love that. The other scene I thought that was really cool and is scene where the mother is talking to Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a really good scene. I thought the mom or the actress who plays the mom, I thought she did a great job in that scene. And I really liked what they did. If you watch like the behind the scenes stuff after the episode, they talked about that the form of dementia she had was Lewy body or something like that. Well, what I forget the name of it.
Lewy body dementia.
Lewy body. Okay, thank you. So it's a type of dementia though where it kind of comes and goes. It's very intermittent. So she gets moments of clarity and then others where she just kind of loses it again. And
they
so
they focus on, they say it's like Parkinson's because they have the tremors.
Yeah, they said that it can, in reality, it can get misdiagnosed as Parkinson's because of the tremors. But I love the way that was played because she is holding her own against Sophia, and then all of a sudden the dementia kicks in. And so I thought that was just really, really good. I really loved that particular scene. I'll hold off there because I know Josh wants to talk about some stuff that happened with Sal and Penguin. But my thoughts on this episode, great episode.
Tremendous.
I am really looking forward to seeing the final one next week. I can't wait to talk about it.
Oh,
Bob, I looked it up. So the gentleman's name is Rex Calabrese. You were absolutely right.
So it is the gangster from the beginning.
And in the comics, Rex Calabrese is the true father of Selena Kyle.
Really? Okay.
It's here.
Interesting.
Yep, in the underworld.
I think it depends on which version of Batman you're looking at, because I think because I do think in the Long Halloween,
yeah,
I think that's where the storyline came that Carmine was Selena's father. I think that originated from the Long Halloween, which is one of the comics that influenced the Batman.
Right. This one was in 2010.
Okay, so he was like the original father of Selena Kyle.
They call him the Lion. That's his nickname. No, I thought the episode was fantastic. Yeah. God, the show is so good. I think, Derek, you didn't hear this part. At first, I was a little taken aback how Maroney died.
Oh, yeah?
With the heart attack?
Yeah.
And I was like, really? He didn't get... But then I actually did something Bob does, so I can get, a big A+ coming from Bobby. I watched the after show, and they had the actor. What's the actor's name who plays Maroney?
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown, and he basically said that it was a great idea because his heart was so emotional and strong, and was fighting Penguin, and all of a sudden it broke. His heart broke. And I was like, okay, I can like that.
Hey, if you're cool with Padme dying of a broken heart, then you can be cool with Maroney dying of a broken heart.
Exactly. Yeah, it still makes no sense.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
Oh,
is he Michael Jackson? Honey, you're breaking my heart. I don't know if I can go down this path with you.
Because of Obi-Wan.
Yeah, she's like, what? Where did Obi-Wan go?
All right, back to the big
wrong show.
Thank God we didn't come up with the Acolyte.
Move along.
Anyway, and then, oh God, the whole warehouse scene where their car comes, I thought for sure the mother was dead. I'm like, oh, he's going to go ape blank on everyone. And then when he opens the car and it's the bomb.
That was great.
That was fantastic.
And he just takes off and goes to hide. And it's funny, Bob, when I was talking to you, I didn't realize that was the end of the show. When I said he was
let me ask you real quick, Josh, because you mentioned the bomb.
Yes.
What do you think the chances are? I know they've said it's not going to happen, but maybe they're keeping it a secret. What are the chances that Pattinson makes a cameo in the final episode because of that bomb going off?
See, I heard something like that. I thought I had seen a spoiler earlier this week about someone had a video of Pattinson. I'm like, was he in it? And I was going to ask you, I'm like, was Pattinson?
See, I haven't heard anything about Pattinson actually being in it, but I've heard some people talk about the possibility, saying hey, would he be in this because of the bomb and stuff? So I thought I would ask you your opinion. Why would the bomb
have to be?
Look, if you watch the scene itself, I mean, it blows up a good few blocks of a city.
When 7 weeks ago when we started watching this, you said, Bob, no Pattinson. There's Pattinson.
No, I didn't say that there would be no Pattinson. I said that they said there would be no Pattinson.
So again, is it are they just trying to surprise us next week?
No, I'm just curious because I don't know. You mentioned, Josh, several times that it's funny that with all this stuff happening that Batman wouldn't show up. And we had talked about, you can't be everywhere all at once. But I don't know. I mean, a city, several city blocks getting blown up might seem to draw some of his attention.
I think next week, and Derek has talked about this, we need to set up Batman 2. What's going to happen coming into Batman 2. And I think next week, maybe he does show up, because how can all of this happen and there's no Batman? And take it, if we don't see Batman, I'm fine with it.
Well, do you mean between Sophia and Oz that they're going to battle to get into Batman 2?
Yeah, I think. Well, something has to happen for us to get to Batman 2. You understand what I mean?
Whose idea was that?
Huh?
Whose idea was that? I'm just curious to see if it actually does happen now because it has been set up perfect for that to be the case.
So it'll be interesting to see where they go and how they take it. And then it's funny because I almost called you, Derek, when Penguin, the way he was with Maroni, maybe he is the big bad for Batman 2. Maybe he is the main enemy. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know unless they wait for the third one and let him be.
I don't think he will be the big bad because he has his own show here. I think he's going to be in the Batman, and I think he's going to have a fairly decent role. But I think his role is going to be similar to what he had in the Batman 1. I mean, he has a significant role in there, but he's not the big bad. It's still the Riddler.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys noticed? Well, they talked about this when he killed the brothers, and they talked about this at the after show. He has no remorse, but it's funny because at times he's just like a little, not nice, but just, human. But then all of a sudden that happened with the brothers, where in his head, he's like, oh, they're being rude to me. And he snaps. And he locks them in that thing.
So this is what I was going to get to.
Okay.
We keep talking about how he's the protagonist of this show, and that's true. But we also talked about how he has always been a bad guy.
Yeah.
Always. And the brilliance of going back to the flashbacks is the fact that they show that he's been bad ever since he was that young.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so genius. So whatever thoughts we had about him being endearing, we kind of have to throw those out the window now because he's not.
No, he murdered his own kid brothers while he was a kid, and he was cool with it.
Yep.
And when the mom wanted to know where her kids are, he said they went to a movie, and that's it.
Yeah, they went to a movie, and what movie did he say they went to see?
Beetlejuice.
Yes, Beetlejuice.
So we know this was 1988.
Tremendous.
Right?
That's maybe because he knew they were going to end up in the afterlife. I don't know. They went to see Beetlejuice.
No, but wouldn't the mom want to know? Like, I'm kind of surprised they didn't mention anything else after the movies.
No, they did. They have a scene where she was, I think you could hear her crying or something like that. Or no, it wasn't a scene where she was crying. It was a scene where she had the dementia and she was flashing back into that. And she was saying, you need to go look for them. I think that was supposed to be a scene where she was talking to the cops to go find your boys.
Huh. Okay.
That's the way I interpreted that scene.
I also wanted to bring up a point about this, though. We were talking to, well, first of all, one other scene that that was great. How I was thinking it was going to be, the Penguin that offed Maroni at the end there.
Yeah.
That happened this episode, and he didn't really off him. He just kind of offed himself. That was the end of it.
He blows him away, though, after he's been.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
He's dead. But you know why he did that? So everybody would think he shot him.
Yeah, of course. You take the ring and you move on with your day.
I thought that was cool.
That was great.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Remember I told you my prediction was that he was going to take over Maroni's group and
Empire.
Stuff. So took that ring.
Yep. Right on there. I love that. I love that whole scene. But I remember thinking after he was having that heart attack, I was like, I had the same reaction that Oz did, where he dropped the F-bomb. He was like, what? What? That was great. So I love both those two. Both those two scenes are great. The scenes you guys mentioned are great too. I think in terms of Robert Pattinson being in this one, you don't need him. He doesn't need to be there.
But it'd be cool. It would be cool.
Or you do something where like Batman leaves like some type of a mark for the Penguin to look at. And just basically have Batman show him like, hey, you got my attention. Even though if Robert Pattinson's not there. but just have him like, like walk in when there's like a big bat like painted on a wall, just letting him know like, I see you, dude. You got my attention now. And that's why it would be cool. It's because Oz will now have reached a level where the Batman's eyeballing him.
Or they say the Batman will be in the entire episode, but we'll never see him, and then we'll see him for 30 seconds at the very end.
Yeah. He's still upset about Gotham.
Ridiculous.
When did that show end?
2019.
Come on, Josh. Tell me how you really feel about Gotham.
I told you, it's gotten...
Stop whining.
Why do you love me? Every time I want to talk, you interrupt me. I'm done. I'm closing this up. I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to bed.
You see, Josh, you don't get it. Sometimes I'm asking the question just to get it. It's the setup.
You have to be ready. You have to be ready for it.
I give up. Shut up.
I don't care who you are. That's funny right there.
That's good stuff. The best part is Bob's just like sitting
controls.
The best part is Bob is sitting there like at his computer with like the finger right over the button. And you the minute Josh starts
he does this, he kind of sneaks, and I should realize that. He'll do a little like, this is Bob. And then it's like all the different things.
I do get quiet. I'm like,
you get a little quiet, kind of.
Well, he tries to ask something seriously, like really like in a thoughtful way, and that's when he gets you.
Oh,
it's
God.
Pretty well done. All right. Well, what else do we want to talk about in terms of the Penguin? I got to tell you guys, I cannot believe it went this fast. This has been unreal.
I'm going to tell you both for the first time ever, this Penguin has been done perfectly. Like, I can't see a better Penguin than what we've seen.
Better show for this year. Give me
I'm excited because first off, this has been a fantastic show.
Yeah.
But there's some other stuff coming out. Cobra Kai Part 2 comes out next week.
Oh, I was right. Coming out next week? Okay.
Next week?
We got to cover that.
I forget what day it releases, but that's I think next week. And then also, so you got the last episode of the Penguin on Sunday, and I think the following week, and I know you're not going to watch this, Josh, but the Dune TV show, Dune Prophecy, starts the week right after, and I'm excited to kind of see that because it's supposed to tie into the movies.
Nice.
Did you like the Dune movies?
I did. The new ones are pretty good. Visually, my God, those things are a masterpiece.
Yeah. No, that's just it. I've been catching them, and I've been hearing good things. I just never got to them. It's not that I didn't want.
I think they're worth a watch. Lily loved them.
Okay.
I mean, I always bring up Lily because she's our resident guest panelist that comes back. We've had her on 4 times now. So
I know.
Yeah.
We're cover next week.
Yeah, we need to see if we can work that out. I'll let you know how that turns out. But yeah, but she was a big fan of those, and yeah, they are visually they're stunning, and the acting in them is fantastic. Like Timothy Chalamet, I think that's how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who, the one who played Wonka, he plays the main character, and he's great in this. Josh Brolin has a role in it. Jason Momoa has a role in it.
Heck of a cast.
Oscar Isaacs.
Yeah.
What's his name? Batista.
Yep.
Has a role. Austin Butler, who played Elvis.
Oh yeah.
He's got a role in Part 2, and a pretty significant role. The one who plays his mother, I can't remember the actress's name. Rebecca Ferguson. She's fantastic in this as well. She played in the Mission Impossible movies. So yeah, it's those are worth seeing, and I'm excited to see that one based on the trailers. It looks pretty good, so hopefully I'm jumping in from one good show into another one. Plus we got Cobra Kai, which I know we're gonna breeze through because they're short episodes.
You go fast, yeah.
But I mean, there's some good stuff that we're gonna get into. So
I think Oscar Isaac could play Two-Face, by the way, or Harvey Dent. I think he'd be a good Harvey Dent Two-Face.
That's not too bad, Josh. It's not too bad.
That's actually that works. Yeah, I feel like I've seen that before. It's actually a very good
Did
choice.
an animated. I think he voiced him. Maybe in one of the animated.
Did he
think
voice
so.
him in the new one that came out?
That's what I'm thinking. Was that? I don't know. I felt
All
like.
right, hold on. Let me look it
There
up.
we
real
go.
quick.
Research.
I think he'd be good. Austin Butler could be an interesting character. I don't know who he would play.
Austin Butler.
Yeah, who would he?
You could make him an interesting
He
version.
could
of
be a
Mickey.
Batman.
I don't know about Batman. He'd be a good Deadshot.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think he could
No,
play
it wasn't.
No.
It wasn't Oscar Isaacs.
Oh, never mind. Oh well.
But yeah, that Penguin. Oh God, that would be cool, if Batman. Yeah, because a giant explosion, like
Here's the thing, though, is that Colin Farrell's officially ruined the Penguin. No one can ever play the Penguin again.
no,
I like this. That's for sure.
He's
no.
in. It's
Let's put it this way: with James Gunn, if they ever bring the Penguin into it, it's got to be more of a traditional comical or comic book Penguin.
Can't look anything
And-
like him. Yep.
Yes, and from my understanding, what James Gunn's doing, it's going to be a more comic booky type of universe as opposed to the Batman, which is more of a gritty, grounded universe. So, well, let's see how that plays out because I just don't see anybody playing this role like that. I mean, good Lord, he is fantastic.
You know, it's interesting when he wakes up from the explosion.
Uh-huh.
There was a little part of me that said, "Wouldn't it have been cool if like his hand got injured?" And he gets up, and he's kind of like holding it, kind of like this, a little bit, kind of like, we'll make it realistic where it's not just a couple fingers like Danny DeVito had.
But that was never even really the Penguin. Even the Penguin in the comic, from my understanding, had all of his fingers.
Hands.
There was never anything wrong with his hands. I think the hands only got like that, because of Tim Burton.
Yeah. Tim Burton was the one who made him like look more animalish. I mean, he did a great job with Danny DeVito. I'm not going to sit here and say Danny DeVito didn't do a good job. He did.
He did.
But Colin Farrell.
No, he's incredible.
Yeah.
That whole show, that everyone on that show is incredible.
No, they are. That's one of the best parts.
He's laughing.
It's just because I just got a thought in my head of Danny DeVito with Michelle Pfeiffer.
She was so hot in that movie.
She's like, we have something in common. He's like, appetite for destruction, naked, sexual charisma. And then she's like, Batman, the fly in our ointment. Ointment, scented or unscented?
So good.
Those were the days, man. 92, shout out.
Oh,
a lot of 90s references here tonight.
all right.
So I think we are all just chomping at the bit to get to the last one.
Oh,
Boy,
God.
it's going to be hard not to talk about this weekly. I'm going to miss this.
I know.
Yep.
At least we can talk Cobra Kai.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize how much stuff was coming up.
We've got Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
You've got like movies wise, like we said, Moana 2 to take the kids to, Wicked,
Gladiator 2, which they're actually
Gladiator 2.
I'm hearing a lot of good things about Gladiator 2.
Really?
A lot of people are saying that it's pretty good. So
if I hear enough reviews where it is sounding like it's awesome, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know what I think because I'm going.
That's right.
I like literally. There's 3 movies I'm going to see that week. I'm going to see this one called I think it's called Bonifer or something like that. It's about this. I guess it was a German pastor who ended up becoming a spy and an assassin, trying to kill Hitler. I saw the trailer for that. That looks kind of cool. Then the next day, I'm going to see Wicked. And then the day after that, I'm going to go see Gladiator. So I'm going to try to have like 3 reviews, just one right after the other. So I'll let you know what I think about it.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to that. I think it's time for our next topic. Don't you, Josh?
Let's do it.
You sure?
I am so thankful. I'm thankful you won and Bob didn't. I got to tell you, if anyone was
Oh,
going to
no.
I give up. Why can't I compliment? Why is it that I can never compliment? I can't win with this.
Josh, what he's again forgets to mention
Here we go.
is that he starts it. That's why I come down on him. If he didn't start it, I wouldn't
I'm gonna
finish
be
it.
honest with you guys. I thought I won. This I was like so happy, and I'm like, oh, I'm in first place. And then I look, and Derek like, good night. I had Zay Flowers. I was happy. I was running around.
All right, so
That's
let me
my
go ahead and
kid's
get into the.
If you would, Bob.
Hold on, let me take off the spoiler warning. There's only one way to describe my performance this week.
He loves that new one.
I like that
It's a good
one.
one.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Yeah, I've had my first last place finish.
Oh, poor guy. Wow, 108.
And you know what though? I still don't think I had a bad lineup. I think I got unlucky. Because when you look at that lineup, it's not a bad lineup. I knew it was going to be bad, and I told Josh this early. Remember, I told you.
Look at them.
I did. Remember, I told you early. I was like, you guys are going to take it because I had Chris Olave get hurt like within the first 5 minutes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
as soon as that happened, I was like, I just have a bad feeling about today. And sure enough, Josh Allen did fine, 23.1. Most of that came in the second half. Achan did really good. Tracy, he didn't play bad, just not good enough. Olave got hurt. Shakir, 11 points was okay. Coker from Carolina played him because they had gotten rid of Deontay Johnson, so I was hoping maybe he could step up.
No, you thought it was Jake Coker from Alabama, the quarterback from years ago.
No. McBride from Arizona, I was hoping for a lot more from him. DeAndre Swift did fine. The Giants' defense was terrible. I just picked them because I needed to have a cheap defense. Final score was 108.9. Final verdict, I suck at fantasy football.
With the flag and all.
Oh,
Been there, if I may.
I was disappointed. Like I told Josh, I said, I just got a bad feeling about this. As soon as Olave went down, I was like, oh,
I have
no.
a bad feeling about this.
And I don't think it was a bad lineup. It just didn't do as good as y'all's. And we're going to look at Josh, who came in second place.
Okay, this is fine. I'm okay
No,
with it.
he's shocked here in this picture because it's the first time he's ever come in second place. He either comes in last place or in first place.
Oh, geez. Here we
Kirk
go.
Cousins was fine, 18.7. You did great with Alvin Kamara, 30.5. Achan also 32.1. Khalif Raymond only 1 point. Harrison Jr. 4.4. Zay Flowers 32.7.
He was off the chain.
Njoku 7.9. Hooper 1.8. The Bills defense 3. What made it up for you, Josh, was you had 3 players hit 30 points, and that's what's helped your lineup a lot. Your final score was 132.18. Final verdict. Wait a minute. How did this happen? We're smarter than this.
True. I had it 1.
Did you? Huh?
No, because unfortunately there was Derek really put it on Josh and I. Once again, dominated.
Oh, God.
He dominated. Gosh.
160. He still beat me by 30 points, and I scored 130.
So
I
Josh Allen 23.1, Kamara also 30.5. Chase Brown, great play. I actually played him in one of my regular lineups. I just didn't play him in ours. He was a good play because what's his name was going to be out, Zach Moss. So good play there. Khalif Raymond, CeeDee Lamb was a letdown. or
Yeah.
if he had shown up. Well, I shouldn't say if he had shown up. If Dak had played well,
Yeah.
CD probably would have done better, and you would have probably had 180 points. Tillman did fine because towards the end of the game, Jameis came alive in garbage time. So 19.5. Gesicki, great play. 2 weeks in a row, he has played a cheap tight end who has gone off for 30 points. Charbonnet, 5.3. The Eagles at 9 points. Your final score was 164.3. Final verdict, acknowledge me. Oh, Derek.
I love in our text messages too. I'm like being nice. I'm like, congratulations, Derek. Josh, acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. I'm like,
at the leaderboard, we are all tied at 3.
No. Who's on top right now? What's that say? That's me. Yeah.
No, it's 3 wins apiece.
It's 3 wins apiece is what that says.
I'm going to take you both down this week.
You
It's
keep
not even
thinking
going to
that.
be a contest.
See you there, sugar.
Right.
So when I was noticing just how badly I put the beat down on everybody this week, I was actually getting my smog checked at this like gas station, and I remember right when I was looking, I did this.
Yeah, I bet.
So that's why I texted Roman Reigns.
I think Gesicki's never scored 30 points in a for fantasy football. And
Well, this week was the perfect timing for it, wasn't it?
F.
No, I've seen him score 30 before.
You seen him put up
He was
30?
with the Dolphins. There are times I picked him that he's done really well.
Yeah.
Who is he for? Vegas now?
No, the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
So,
The Bengals
and it helps that what's his name was out, Higgins.
Got it.
The Bengals have been showing some signs of life.
Yeah.
We'll see how they can pick themselves up here as we go through the motions. But I think with the way that Ravens offense is lined up right now, dear God.
Oh, I know they're only going to be better. I am curious to see what's going to happen with Deontay Johnson being part of that offense, because I do think that's going to affect Zay Flowers' numbers a little bit. But as the offense as a whole is better having him there, because you now have 3 good wide receivers, plus you've got 2 good tight ends, and you've got Derrick Henry running the football. And at the end of the day, your quarterback is Lamar Jackson. But somehow I have a feeling they're still going to find a way to lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody. Yeah, that's that's common knowledge.
Their defense needs to improve. It's not their offense.
Yeah, that's been their big problem. You can throw the football on them.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm done rubbing it in everybody's face. I think it's
See, there he goes again.
That's the third time.
There he goes again. That's him whipping us, specifically me.
I know, but he's in the middle.
He's like, yeah, there he goes again. I'm putting it on myself, Josh. Gosh. Jeez.
Back up. See up your nose. All right. So let's go on to the next one. Final top.
Sorry, Derek. You said move on to the next one, and I hit it.
There he goes again. He can't control himself.
Because normally he sets it up and he's like, "Go ahead, Bob." And so when he said, "On to the next one,"
Yeah, it timed well. Don't worry about it.
Sorry
to the viewers out there. No, it's all right. We're going to talk about our top 5 favorite TV show themes. Folks, we wish you could play this game with us, because we've been looking forward to this ever since Bob suggested it as a topic. Or I know for a fact I have. Josh, I'm sure you're the same way.
Yep.
This is going to be fun. If you're as much of a TV fan as we grew up being, you know exactly the game that we are about to get ourselves involved with. So we're looking forward to hearing you in the comments with your thoughts as well. Please do shout out. So, rules for this. No cartoons, right?
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, if you were to throw cartoons into this theme songs, I don't know if I could have come up with the list. Because
the cartoons could be themselves.
Yeah, that's a whole other list on its own.
Yeah, all right, that's fair. So we're just going live action. That is what this is what this top 5 will focus on. Okay, honorable mentions. Let's give them out. Bob, kick us off.
All right. So first off, let me just throw on a couple or a few TV show themes that did not make my list real quick. Quantum Leap, Home Improvement, Star Trek: The Next Generation. Especially with Patrick Stewart having that opening monologue. Yeah, I mean it's great. Okay. Game of Thrones, Dallas, and The Munsters.
The Munster.
Yeah, hey, I went back and as I was going through this, I had to go back and listen to some themes, and I heard the Munsters, and I'm like, da, 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 da. And I was like, hey, okay, cool. I forgot how much I like that one. But anyway, here's my honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
First one is not the theme from 90210.
That gets huge praise.
No.
I love how Josh really. I mean, say what you want about the show, but the theme song was, I mean,
catchy.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Mm. So that was my number 7, and my number 6 is Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I think those are 2 really good themes. As I was going back and listening, they really, I think, set up the shows that they're in very well. Factor in the openings that they're with. They're a lot of fun. So yeah, 90210 and Saved by the Bell, those are my honorable mentions.
It's a good honorable mention list. Josh, to you, sir.
All right, my honorable mention, number 7, Laverne and Shirley. Shamil, Shamazel, Haas.
He gets on to me for saying 90210.
Come on, how great was that opening? Come on. In Milwaukee. Oh, it was awesome. Had Laverne and Shirley. I
have a feeling this is going to end up like his wrestling themes.
My number 6, and I have a reason for it. Golden Girls. Thank you for being my friend. My father and I used to watch that every Saturday night. Always loved that song and brought nostalgia to me. So I had to include that as an honorable mention.
That's fair.
That's
actually Golden Girls was a decent show. So,
all right, go ahead.
Arthur could rip somebody apart verbally.
So she did, and then when Jeff Ross ripped her apart at the Pam Anderson roast.
Oh yes. B. Arthur reading Pam Anderson's autobiography when it starts talking about her sexual escapades with Tommy Lee is some of the funniest stuff you can watch. Right. I got a lot here, but I'll just throw some.
Well, what are some of the ones real quick that didn't make your list?
That's what I'm getting to right now.
Yeah.
Dallas I'm glad you brought that up, because that used to be a staple in our house on Friday nights. And so that was a nice treat that somebody else appreciated that besides me. Another one, there's something about the SNL intro.
Okay.
That I've always been a fan of.
I can do that. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's the saxophone just makes it. It's great. They still have it. It's tremendous. I also had on here a show that is near and dear to my heart, The Wonder Years.
Yeah, I told you, Bob.
I told Josh that was almost on my list of the ones that didn't make it, because that is a really good theme.
Yeah, actually. Oh no, that is my number 7. Okay, no, that didn't make my list, but I love that. I love that song. To this day, when I hear it, that's the song. That's the show you relate it to, and it's still a great show. If you can. That
was your number 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. My number 6. This was a really tough exercise. This was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. But I think for my number 6, I actually had the 6 Feet Under song. I was telling you about this show.
Okay.
It's a very, very, very well written show. Josh, did you ever see it?
No, I know it though.
Yeah, it's a very well written show about just death and family and how it all ties up and relates. And there's just it gets a little graphic and gruesome in certain places, but it's a well-written show overall, and the acting is really good too. So if you guys get to check it out, check it out.
I will.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready to move on to the list?
Yes. Our list,
right.
our rankings.
Okay, so we're gonna go Bob, Josh, then me. Bob, if you would kick us off.
My number 5 is the Mission Impossible theme.
Yeah.
That is a great theme. When you would see them light the fuse, and it's like dun 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 dun. I mean, it's great. This is how good the theme is that they still use it for the Mission Impossible movies today, and it's still just as exciting for today's movies as it was for the show back then. Now, obviously, when the show first came out, it was before my time, but I was able to catch it in reruns. And the Mission Impossible theme is still really good today. Can't say enough. And they even, have done like some slight variations on it with, different bands kind of covering it and stuff like that, but for the movies. But essentially, it is still the same theme. And it's perfect. Seeing Tom Cruise run around with it. So the fact that it transitioned from television to movies, I got to put that on my list. The Mission Impossible theme.
Those movies are solid too. Wasn't it on the first movie the bassist and the drummer from U2 redid the Mission Impossible theme?
I don't remember that.
Really?
I'll have to double check.
That I used to listen to it. It was fantastic.
I remember for the second one though, Limp Bizkit did
that's crazy,
like a rock version of it.
Yes, I do remember that now. Oh my god, that's great. Yeah, I remember it's in my head now.
So I mean that's a great theme.
It is. It's good.
You all know you're going to be humming it by the time we're done with the show.
I'm going to be
humming all of these themes.
Yeah. All right. Josh, to you, sir.
My number 5, Three's Company. Come and knock at my door.
Yes.
He's waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's happy, and you have John Ritter riding the bike, and he sees a girl, and he flies off the bike and smiles. And you have Suzanne Summers. Oh,
all of their expressions during that opening were fun. Like where you got the Ropers, and then later with Mr. Furley, growling like a lion.
It's good.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yes, you don't love it. Them at the beach, it was just great. And by the way, one of the other non-honorable mention, Derico, Curb Your Enthusiasm theme.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's a very good one.
Very, very memorable. That's for sure.
All right, Derek, what's yours?
Oh, my first one is just going to be a guilty pleasure, and I can't help it. It's always in my head. My number 5 is Martin.
Really?
Yeah. Martin.
Hey.
I can't help me. It gets me every time. I just start dancing. It's great. I don't know why. It just doesn't leave my head. It's just there. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't help myself. All right. Moves us on to number 4. Bob, hit us.
My number 4 is the theme from the TV show Airwolf.
Airwolf.
Oh, God.
I don't even know what that is.
What, Josh?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, you are gonna have to look up the theme for Airwolf.
Airwolf.
Okay, so Airwolf was the helicopter version of Knight Rider. It was this great helicopter, but when the theme song hit in the intro, and you would see the helicopter rising, and the theme would go. It's got like this synth sound. I mean, it's perfect 80s. Yes. But listen to that's it.
Yes. Oh my God, I remember.
Hey, don't play it too loud because we don't want to get hit with copyright on any of this. But yes, that is a fantastic.
Oh my God, I forgot.
It's like dun 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 dun
Oh my
dun
God.
and you're seeing the pilots and everything there in the opening. Airwolf, I think, ran for like 3 or 4 seasons, but I remember that theme song. That is a fantastic theme song. Airwolf, number 4.
All right.
It
Number 4.
almost got higher on my list, but I just couldn't put it ahead of my top 3.
See, it's a hard exercise, man. Okay, Josh, to you.
I'm kind of upset because my number 4 is something Bobby mentioned.
Uh-oh.
The Munsters.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There you go.
The Munsters, I was so close to putting that in my honorable mentions because the Munsters is a good theme.
Oh, it's so good when that
It is
music
good.
hit, and
Mhm.
just when they came through the door. Even I'll even
What was
say
the
this,
name of
like,
the Papa Munster? Fred, right?
I think so.
No. What was the name of Herman
Herman.
Munster.
Oh, you're
Herman
talking
Munster.
When he would come through the door and you got this big shape of the Frankenstein monster, and he's like,
ah, yeah, that's it. And it's funny because, oh God, I never even finished this movie when Rob Zombie did the Monsters on Netflix. Bob, I started it, but
I never watched it.
It looks so bad. The trailer, they duplicated the trailer, like the original show, and I thought it was awesome. So I've always been a fan of the Monsters theme song. And when you had
You know,
it,
the
you could even-
Munsters has actually had several revivals over
yeah,
the years. So
yeah, they have. Okay, Derek, what's yours? I'm excited.
All right. I do want to make a note about. I know Josh has one on his list. I'm not going to say it because I want to see if he actually says it, but it already makes me mad. So when you get there and I have a feeling it's in your choice.
He thinks he knows one of mine.
I think I know one of yours, but
Yeah, I'm not going to go any further than one. I don't know the rest of them, but okay.
if you say it, then I'll be like, yeah, that's the one I thought
Yep.
about.
I don't know. I don't think so. Okay, go ahead.
All right. There is something to me about this theme as my number 4. I still love the theme from ER.
Hey, that is a good theme too. Yes.
Yeah, like it's super catchy. Stays in your head, and it's. I mean, it's weird how it's like it gives you the sense of urgency about working in a hospital, but it is an urgent thing. It's a big deal. So I thought the theme for the show captured the show very, very well. Still love it.
Okay.
I still remember the episode where what's his name? Carter and Lucy got stabbed.
Yeah.
You remember that episode?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a good one. And then they ended up killing off Lucy. Oh, geez.
Still gets you too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one. All right.
Good one.
Okay, number 3.
Ooh, my number 3 from a show that I liked that actually had a recent reboot that I happen to like as well and used the same theme. Magnum PI.
Okay.
The Magnum PI theme for number 3. I just thought it was a cool theme, especially when you would like hear the guitar. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun,
it's
dun,
such a-
dun, 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 and you're seeing him drive the Corvette and off and whatnot, and he's got the gun and he's like, loading it up and everything. The Magnum PI theme is a fun theme. They actually, like I said, used it for the reboot. It's a shortened version of it, but it is still the same theme. And so I thought that was really cool that they did that for the reboot. And that one's my number 3. I think it is a solid theme. It's perfect for the time that the show came out. And Tom Selleck, he was great in that. Then you match it with the opening of the show.
It's still how I remember Tom Selleck.
It is a solid theme.
I actually kept that off my list because I knew someone was going to put it on theirs.
It's a good one. It's a really good theme.
I would have easily put that in my top 5 or my 6 or 7, but I knew someone else was going to say it, so I left it alone.
That's funny.
So thank you, Bob. All right, Josh, you.
My number 3, Happy Days. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock.
Don't have to sing it.
That's not the song.
Yes, it is.
No, it's Sunday,
Sunday,
Monday,
Monday,
happy days.
Yes, that's the way
Tuesday,
that
Wednesday.
goes.
Anyway, I loved it. I loved it where you have Fonzie and it shows the record, the
See, now we're
records.
gonna try to talk about it, and he got it wrong to
Yeah,
begin with.
you loved it so much you got it wrong.
No, who cares? I get every
He was
none
singing
of the
rock
words
around
right.
the clock.
None of the words right.
Oh, Bob, this reminds me.
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton's not the theme he comes out to now, but the theme he came out to before. Josh would used to sing it. He wouldn't get one lick of the lyrics of that song
Hey,
right.
nothing you could
Here we
say.
go. Yeah.
Nothing's gonna change the way you see
Stop it.
me today.
Oh, God. Years
Oh.
later, it's still bad. All
I mean,
right.
how do you not love Happy Days? I mean, the 60s.
No. Happy Days, I think, is a fine theme, but you were doing Happy Days. You were doing Rock Around the Clock tonight.
I know. All right, Derek, what's yours?
I'm surprised this has not been brought up yet. Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Thought about it. I actually thought about it.
You know what? I honestly think our lists are going to be very different from each other because there's so many good ones.
No, there's too many. That's the thing. Is that
You can't really even rank them, to be honest with you.
I had to keep Magnum
I can
PI
rank
off my
mine.
list. Yeah, I had to keep Magnum PI off my list because I knew someone else was going to have it on theirs.
Yeah, but
So
who cares?
this made it a hard exercise. So that Married with Children may be one of the funniest shows that's ever been put on television.
Oh, so good.
Still good too. Al Bundy is a genius.
God.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when he took Bud to the strip club and he's like, watch this. And he gets up and he starts dancing and he puts the dollar, he ties a string and she walks away and the string comes out. It's brilliant.
When he beats up Kelly's boyfriend in the movie theater.
Oh, jeez.
Daddy beat him up. Of course, Pumpkin. Right up, runs over. It's so good. Oh, it's great. Good times.
All right, cool. All right, Bob, number 2.
None of the wire.
My number 2 is Woke Up This Morning from The Sopranos.
Oh, see, I never watched
that. Is a fantastic theme.
That is a great theme. Look it up, Josh, The Sopranos intro.
I will.
And that is a great theme. I'm telling you, because in the intro, Josh, it's got Tony Soprano, and he's driving his car. And he's going through the like some of the toll roads, and then driving all through New Jersey and everything. And it's funny because if I ever hear that theme and I'm driving or hear that song, I'm almost imagining myself like Tony Soprano. I almost want to pull out a cigar and start smoking because he's sitting there smoking. And then a few years ago in the Super Bowl, they did that
was genius.
Yes, that was genius.
God, that was so good.
They did a Sopranos commercial that had the daughter and the son from the show appear in it, but specifically she's driving this electric car, and that's what the advertisement was for. But as she's driving it, they're playing the theme, and instead of smoking a cigar, she's like chewing bubble gum or something like that. But I thought it was really cool. As soon as it hit and they showed her, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Meadow. It's great. Yes. So also the theme when they did the Sopranos movie, The Many Saints of Newark.
Yes.
The theme gets played at the end of the movie, and James Gandolfini's son, I can't remember the kid's first name. He turns around and plays the young Tony Soprano, and I thought that was really cool because you see him looking at this coffin for one of the characters that died, and what's his name? Christopher's character is the one who's narrating the show or narrating the movie, and he turns around and he says, "That's my Uncle Tony, the guy I went to hell for." And you see, and they start playing the Sopranos theme. So the Sopranos theme, Woke Up This Morning. That is a great theme.
That is a fantastic one.
So I got that one at number 2.
Yep. All right.
And like I said, you mix it with the opening, it's perfect.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. It's it's you can listen to that like on your like put that on a playlist and you'll keep listening to it.
I'm telling
It's
you,
one of
be
those.
driving while you're listening to it. You're gonna pretend you're Tony Soprano.
That's very, very true. All right. Josh, to you, sir.
Number 2 takes me back to Thursday nights when this was on TV. The theme song to Cheers.
Yeah, Cheers is good.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your
That's the
name.
song they closed our college bar at.
I mean, you want to
At
like
least you got the
go
words
there.
to that one right.
You want to go there and grab a beer. I used to play that song when Charlie was like a baby. I don't know why. Love that song. Oh, I'm surprised. I'm curious if you guys have this. And I probably not, but come on, Cheers. One of the
No,
best
Cheers is a good one.
songs ever.
No, Cheers is good. Cheers is good. It's not on my list, but I understand why it's on
Oh,
other people's. for
very
sure.
good. Very good. All right, Derek, what's yours?
I'm almost tempted to start rapping it, but I won't.
Fresh Prince.
Yes.
But you're-
Don't tell me you don't know the words. Everybody knows the words.
Philadelphia, born and
Born and
raised.
raised at the playground was where I spent most of my days. I'm not going to do that. I'm not.
I don't know. I feel slapped in the face by that one.
Mine. That's copyright infringement. I said that to you the other day.
Oh, yeah, you did.
So, yeah, to this day, you everybody knows the words.
It's true.
That's how you know.
Good one.
Yep. So
That's a good one. All right.
that was my number 2. All right, we're
All
here.
right, Bob. Big number 1.
All right, my number 1. There is no way y'all are gonna guess my number 1. This is a show that I loved.
Okay.
They actually had 2 movies from the show.
Star Trek.
And I think the theme is perfect for it. When you factor in the opening, it's real kind of weird, but then you throw in the music and it just creates the whole atmosphere. And that is the theme to the X-Files.
Yeah, the X-Files is a good one. I almost have that on my list.
That is
Okay, yeah.
perfect because you see all these images that are kind of weird, and if you didn't have that theme, it'd just be kind of
Whatever.
wouldn't know really what's going on, and all of a sudden, like you see this stuff like a ghost pops up, and it's like paranormal or UFOs and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden it zooms up like on the ID badges for Mulder and Scully, and yeah, it's great. And then I loved when they did the revival for seasons 10 and 11 because they did like a 6-part miniseries that was season
I watched that.
10. And then a couple years later, they had another follow-up which picked up from there that was 10 episodes long, and that's technically, I guess, season 11. And that was cool that they used the same theme for that, the same intro. And both David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson still had it. Like I said, they also did a couple of movies.
I love the first movie, by the way.
Yeah, the movies are good.
They were.
I actually have the whole show and the movies.
I didn't watch the show that much.
The show was good. It had this overarching theme of UFOs and being lied to by the government about the UFOs and stuff. Because Mulder had an investment in the UFOs, and yet there was always like a monster of the week episode. So for me, my number 1 theme is the X-Files.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good one.
So my number 1 theme is a theme that you both have already said.
Oh.
Okay, so then you didn't have the one I was thinking of.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, me neither.
I thought you were going to put the theme from Smallville.
Oh no, no. I mean, it's good. It's good. No, my theme, Dallas.
Oh, okay.
I listen to that to this day all the time. All the time. It's.
I didn't expect you to put that at number 1.
No,
Yep,
I didn't expect that.
Number 1. That's my number 1 theme. Just love the intro. You knew it was just the way they showed each character, and they showed like 3 videos of each character. And I just was always excited to see JR.
He just wanted to know who shot JR.
We shot JR.
You never found out.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Didn't it
wait.
turn
Yeah.
out it was like a dream or something like that?
Yeah, it was
Wasn't it the chick? There was one of the I can't remember. The thing that was the dream was when Bobby got ran over.
Okay.
Remember
It's
they
been so
killed
long.
Bobby off? And it ended up being a dream. The wife goes into the bathroom at the finale, and he's in the shower, and that's how the finale ends. Oh, it's so good.
Well,
Love
I
that.
will give you that. Dallas is a solid theme.
Yeah.
Solid.
They tried to remake that, didn't they?
They did. It was
I think
good.
so.
It was good. I watched it. It was on TNT. It was okay. It was actually not that bad.
How many seasons did it last?
3, I think.
Okay.
But it was tough because Larry Hagman died.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
they
there
still
you go.
made it okay. I had no issue with it. It
All
was
right.
good. All right, Derek. Number
What's
one,
number one?
Simpsons. Just kidding.
No, but you know what? That probably would make a lot of people's lists. I'm surprised that actually didn't get brought up.
You know what's funny is you could actually bring that one up even if it's not live action because it is prime time. It was not a kid's cartoon.
That's true. Yep. 8 o'clock.
Well, that
Sunday
one and
nights?
Family Guy.
Family Guy's great too. I forgot about
I
that.
love that. It's me again.
All right, my number one is a sentimental pick because my sister was addicted to the show, which then got me addicted to the show. And to this day, whenever I hear it, I can't help but watch the show. My number one is Law and Order.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You see, Derek, I don't get upset when you mention something like you get upset. I think that's great. What's that? Can you do that?
Bam, 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 bam.
Oh my God.
You know it.
Oh,
You
of
know
course.
And then the gavel.
Yep.
I get chills. Love it so much.
That and LA Law. Very good, too. Very good.
I forgot about LA Law. That's right. Gosh. Corbin Burnson?
Corbin Burnson. God, there were so many. I couldn't even go. There were just talking to you guys. This was awesome. Just like trying to think of all the ones. Like I was just thinking like Dynasty, Falcon Crest, like all the movies with, the shows with Knight Rider. Bobby played that at the beginning. I was like, oh, I forgot about Knight Rider.
I know. Knight Rider's great.
So good. Gilmore Girls. My Gilmore Girls. They had a good theme song.
I actually took a look at the list from Rolling Stone for the top.
Me too.
100.
I was
Did you?
on the phone with Bob, and I'm going down, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe how many of these are on here.
See, what I did was I actually looked at YouTube and like lists so I could go back and listen to a bunch of the theme songs. And as I was going through it, like I was like, oh yeah, I remember this one. Do I remember liking that one? And then I would play it and I'd be like, oh yeah, I did really like that one. And as I went through them, because I'll be honest, I remember, like, for example, Airwolf.
That to me was your best one.
That is a great theme. I had completely forgotten about Airwolf because it's been so long since that show. It hasn't been in syndication in years or anything like that. But you can still find, let's say, Magnum PI.
Yeah.
Plus, it had the reboot. But Airwolf, that's not one that you can find around.
No, you can't.
How about the Love Boat?
What about the Love Boat?
Yeah, iconic for its time.
The other one they mentioned, actually, you know what Rolling Stone's number one was?
What?
The Jeffersons.
Yes.
Moving on
That's
up,
that's a good theme.
to the east side.
Herman Helmsley dancing. There was a guy who I used to work with at Wells Fargo. Whenever it was Friday, he would hit us with Sherman Helmsley, like dancing, like to the. Oh God, it's so good.
It was so good. It was so good.
He's tremendous.
Oh my God.
And I forgot about Star Trek: The Next Generation too.
Yeah, that's a really good one because the theme itself is the one from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Mm-hmm. And so they use that theme, and the Next Gen is what actually made that particular theme very, very popular. And again, you throw in the monologue by Patrick Stewart right at the beginning, space, the final frontier, and whatnot, and you hear the dun 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 dun, dun the Star Trek theme, and then it goes into the motion picture theme, which became the Next Generation theme, and it was a perfect opening, especially when you got from the third season on, and you'd see all the planets, and you'd hear that little uh, kind of a space sound, in the background. It's perfect. I mean,
yeah,
part of what makes all of these so good are the openings that come with them. Like I mentioned, Game of Thrones is one that didn't make it, but that is a great theme, and you're seeing it's the same theme from House of the Dragon, Derek.
yes,
it's the same theme, but
Mhm.
it's going through this map of Westeros and whatnot, so you can see where all the different locations are in reference to each other. So, I mean, that's a really good one. I mentioned Home Improvement. That's a really good
about
theme.
Home Improvement.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good.
There's a lot. There's a lot of great ones.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There was oh gosh, I'm surprised you didn't bring up the Gilmore Girls, Josh. Isn't that a popular one?
I did as a.
Oh, you did. As
I just said it was. I'm looking through this stuff. I'm trying to.
Another one that was really good that wouldn't have made my list, but I thought was perfect for the show was the theme from Coach. Because that was it was supposed to be the school's fight song, so it was perfect because he was supposed to be a college football coach. He was perfect for the show.
How
Tuesday
about
night at 9:30?
Yeah, Bobby and I mentioned this one last night, and none of us mentioned it at all. Sanford and Son.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That one. The Brady Bunch theme, Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Friends.
I thought you were gonna mention that.
I'm telling you, maybe if I had gone through the list one more time, but I was so focused on like the 80s and stuff that I've like sang over and over again wrong.
Sing
that
wrong?
I sing the songs wrong. I'm trying to think. Yeah, here's
not just sing the songs wrong. You sing a whole different song.
That too.
I like the theme from Happy Days. We're gonna rock around the clock.
And
like,
1, 2,
3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock.
No, but I thought it started out like that, didn't it?
No, it goes Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
I don't know why. What about Miami Vice?
Miami Vice is tremendous.
Hold on, I want to play it real quick. Let me see if I
Yes.
Don't play it too loud.
I'm not.
Play listen to the Sopranos one real quick. You'll see what I mean. Look up the Sopranos intro.
Yep.
It's on here. Yeah. Miami Vice, so good.
Oh, look it up real quick.
I am.
Sopranos intro.
It's on here. I just got to scroll to find it. I think it's up there. Let me see.
It's a perfect gangster song.
Yes.
Perfect gangster song.
Just look up Sopranos intro on YouTube. Instead of trying to scroll.
Right here.
Okay.
I got it right here.
On your computer. Oh, yeah.
I can hear it.
I heard that too.
Yeah, never watch it. You know, I watched Nurse Jackie. Did you guys ever watch Nurse Jackie?
That was the show on was that on Showtime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Edie Falco.
That was Edie Falco. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Josh, listen to that song, that theme while you're driving. You're gonna feel like you're Tony Soprano driving through New Jersey.
Like you definitely feel like you should be on a phone call with a guy telling him where you want to ship your drugs.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know, lately there have been things that I want to watch that I want to hopefully watch. I kind of want to watch Daredevil. I think that's going to be starting.
I don't watch that.
I'm going to be starting Daredevil this week since I've caught up on everything. I also
especially with Daredevil Born Again coming out next year.
You got to get on that, man.
I kind of want to watch the first season of The Simpsons because I hear it's a little bit different than the other seasons.
It just looks like worse drawing.
Yeah, the drawings are different.
Okay.
I was telling Derek, I've been watching Dexter, and I'm into the second season now. And gosh, that is a good show. I'm hoping I can get through it, but there's just so much to watch. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'd like to try to get through it in time to watch the prequel. And if I don't catch like the prequel from the beginning, I can always binge the prequel, but that's supposed to come out in December.
Oh, nice. That'll be
next
good.
month? Wow.
Yeah. They already released a teaser trailer for it.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool. The other thing I'd like to watch again is Batman the Animated Series.
Dude, you can
Now,
go
you gotta
watch it.
some other.
You
Yeah,
can go
that's
watch
great,
it.
but you got to watch some other stuff first, Josh.
I know.
You got work to do.
I think Daredevil. I think I'm going to get to Daredevil.
Watch Daredevil.
Daredevil is fantastic.
It's
No,
you're
no,
not
no.
going to be disappointed, dude.
No,
Like I said, here's what you need to watch. You need to watch Daredevil seasons 1 and 2. Then you need to watch The Defenders because season 3 of Daredevil picks up after The Defenders. So if you don't watch The Defenders, you're going to be lost where season 3 picks up.
Okay.
Good point.
You don't need to go watch Luke Cage or Jessica Jones or any of those others to watch The Defenders. I mean, obviously you probably won't know quite who the characters are, but you could just read up on them. The only one of the shows that was really good was the first season of Jessica Jones.
Okay. I get through.
What was I about to say? Real talk. My favorite Punisher is in Daredevil. Is in that version of Daredevil.
Okay.
Heck yeah! In season 2 of Daredevil, the Punisher shows up. He is great.
It's the same thing with Colin Farrell now as the Penguin. I can't watch another Punisher. He's too good.
Okay.
What's his name? John Bernthal.
Oh yeah, John Bernthal.
Bernthal.
Yeah,
he's the one who plays the brother in what's it called?
the Bear.
On Hulu. The Bear. Thank you.
The Bear,
I don't know why I was blanking on it.
Oh,
He plays the brother in the Bear.
Yeah. He did a great, it was only one season, unfortunately, because it was a really good show. But he did the TV show American Gigolo.
Oh yeah.
And that was a very good show. And that also had a wonderful theme, which was just Blondie's Call Me, which was perfect for American Gigolo.
You know which theme I also liked and I mentioned this to Josh. It didn't make my list, but I thought it was a really good one, was the theme for True Detective season 1.
Yes, I thought about that one. The third season theme is actually not bad either. Then they did a North Country one. That wasn't as great. And 2 was just a mess.
Yeah, Josh, that's another one you got to watch. True Detective season 1. You don't need to watch any of the others, but season 1, because again, the show is it's an anthology show, so every season is a different cast. It's a different
who's in it?
Crime. The first season is Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
Okay.
And I know I've told you that multiple times. In fact, I told you that earlier this week.
You did. No, because in my brain right now, somebody just mentioned Matthew McConaughey was going to play someone. And I was like, oh, that's really good. And now I can't think of who he's going to play.
Just watch True Detective, Josh.
Yeah. True Detective that's another one that I really think, Josh, you would like True Detective. That is a very good show. That is peak television.
HBO.
Yeah. Boy, HBO's got some good ones.
Yeah, there was a period in its heyday, HBO cleaned up.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way, Josh. You like Game of Thrones, you like The Penguin. I mean, these are HBO shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True Detective is very much in that mold that it's for a serious audience. And it's gritty, it's grounded, it's dark.
It's super
definitely dark. You definitely don't, like I mentioned to you before, don't have Charlie around when you watch it, because that is definitely that is definitely an adult show, but it is worth watching. It is really good.
Super, super good.
Nice.
I forgot how HBO used to kill it back in the day. Oh,
Showtime was pretty good too. Like I said, I'm really enjoying Dexter.
It was easily that was where like that you went to the shows that were like those were the really good written shows. You're like, dude, let me tell you what's up on The Sopranos right now. That's what started getting everybody hooked. Oh,
How about Entourage?
Entourage is great.
I loved Entourage.
Yes,
you
super
watch-
awesome.
I've seen a couple of episodes. I haven't watched all of it. That'd be one that's on my to watch list because
And
I
the
still have
movie was
several
good.
that are on my to watch list.
Yeah.
If you
and the
want to
movie was
watch,
good, too.
if you want to watch a man like rage, freak out, you're gonna want to watch Jeremy Piven as Ari.
God, oh, he is so good. Oh my God.
What?
That's how I knew this was a good topic because now we're reminiscing about all these other shows that we like.
I know.
That
It's,
Yeah.
You could do this all night. Seriously.
What's
We
funny
really-
is Daredevil has a pretty cool theme too.
Yes, it does.
Good opening.
another good one.
for Daredevil.
Which is another reason why you should watch it, Josh.
I am Derek.
It's great. No, Josh, seriously, Daredevil is some great television.
Yeah, I'm
To
gonna go watch
me,
Yeah.
except for
Looking at
like
Disney
if I had to put Daredevil on the stuff that Marvel's done, kind of rank it,
Yeah.
because it's not one of the movies, we don't normally rank it, but I would put Daredevil season 1 and 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Right up there. And even season 3. I think all 3 seasons are
I was
absolutely
about to say
solid.
season 3 is pretty good.
They're all pretty good. I
Yeah.
would put Daredevil right up there because
Yeah.
I mean that is such
Okay, I got it
Good
right
show.
here. I have it on my thing.
It came from out of nowhere too. I remember
Seasons
everybody
is-
being like, who
Three
was it?
3 seasons.
That's
Yeah.
easy.
Watch
three.
season 1 and 2, and then you need to watch the Defenders just so you're not lost when you go into season 3.
Season 3.
All right.
It came out of nowhere. I remember somebody was just like, dude, have you seen the new Daredevil? And I'm like, oh God, that? And they're like, you need to watch that. And I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was out. And then I watched it and I'm like, how is this not a bigger thing?
And
How
the
is this not a
Shogun's
bigger
on
thing
here?
right
Yeah,
now?
it's
Shogun you
great.
should watch too.
Yeah, here's Shogun. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Shogun. Oh, that's another one. That's good television.
If the Penguin hadn't made it out this year, Shogun probably would take the championship.
You know what? Yeah, I'm still torn between which one I like more, but I'm leaning towards the Penguin.
Yeah.
But Shogun is right up there. And then I'd probably, for me personally, I'd probably put Fallout as my next favorite.
I gotta
'Cause
watch
Fallout
that.
was pretty good. Yes, you will like Fallout. Fallout's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah,
I wanna
Fallout's
see
cool.
that too.
I liked it.
Excellent. All
All
right,
right.
guys.
All right,
Well,
guys.
That was too much fun. I
That
hope
was
we
a
get
lot
to
of fun.
another topic like that sooner than later. All right, what do you say we wrap this up with some social media, gents? Bob, if you would hit us first, please.
Sure, you can find me over on my YouTube channel. Was it good? Just search Bob Loves Movies, all one word. You can also find me on Criticless and X. And as always, we'll have our social media in the description below.
All right. Josh, to you, sir.
You can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and TikTok. I am the family man of the Valley. I'm a realtor here in Southern California.
All right. Now, if you'll excuse me, gents, I'm going to go listen to the Dragnet theme to make myself feel old and join the rest of the folks over on Facebook and LinkedIn.
That's kind of a cool theme, too.
It is
love
good.
that.
It's good. It's good.
It's so good.
This was
It's
too much
so
fun,
good.
guys.
All right, guys.
All right.
Great show.
Yep.
You guys have a good night.
Good night.
All right.
All right,
Talk
bye.
to you later. Bye.